In this video, we will discuss the 5 biggest myths about the AP English language test. I used to imagine that the perfect AP student is someone sitting alone in a library reading Shakespeare or Jane Austen and citing the New Yorker magazine to their friends. This is not true. I'm not saying that reading a lot of books is a bad thing, or that it won't make you a better reader or well-rounded person. But I am saying that it won't guarantee you a 5 on the AP exam. Sometimes avid readers don't perform well on the test. And sometimes people who aren't particularly great readers perform really well on test day. Remember that the AP English language test isn't going to test you on details about the authors or the text that you've studied in school. It will test you on how well you interpret and process the information on test day. Take the synthesis essay, for example. On this essay, you will be presented with a series of short articles on any topic. You won't know what the topic is, so it doesn't really matter what you prepare in advance. What does matter is that you can quickly understand what you are reading and write an effective essay. Now, I just said that you have to write an effective essay, not that you have to be a great writer. You only need to be great at writing one type of writing for the AP test, the free response essays. Just like I said before about great readers, the same applies for writers. Excellent writers don't always perform well on the test. Sometimes great writers will get distracted by trying to pick the perfect words and writing the perfect essay, and they end up running out of time. The fix to this is pretty simple, no matter what kind of writer you are. You need to practice writing in a 40-minute stretch of time. It's not like the kind of essays that you write for school assignments where you have unlimited time. You need to study sample student essays to understand what mistakes to avoid. You need to time yourself. You need to get comfortable and familiar with that 40-minute essay. A lot of AP students are looking for the blueprint for the perfect essay. They want to memorize a template. Just plug in some relevant words, and on test day, presto, magic 5. I wish it worked like that, but it doesn't. You need to be more original than listing 3 points on your thesis and throwing together 3 body paragraphs, each one about each one of your points. When you read the published reports of real AP test graders, they always complain about these simplistic 1, 2, 3 Betty Crocker essays. They want you to break the mold and get creative. So as you prepare for the exam, study sample essays and follow us at Marco for tons of advice on how to improve quickly on the essays. Most AP students assume that a perfect 5 is an almost perfect score on all the multiple choice questions and free response questions. I really thought that too. I was so wrong. To get a 5, all you need to do is answer about 70% of the multiple choice questions correct and earn an average of about 6 or 7 out of 9 on each of the essays. 70% is about a C- at most schools. So to get a 5 on the AP exam, you really need to just score higher than a C-. On the essays, that's something like scoring at least 67%. This is totally doable. I know what you're thinking. If the bar is so low, then how come everyone doesn't get a 5? Well, it's because the exam asks difficult questions, and you're only given a short period of time. So even though you need about 3/4 of the total points on the exam, only about 10% of test takers actually score a perfect 5. A lot of people think that just because there isn't an obvious amount of content that you can memorize, like you can for the AP US History or the AP Biology exams, that you can't improve quickly for this test. And that's just not true. The point of the AP test is very simple. How well can you complete a series of very specific tasks in one day under strict time constraints and usually a lot of stress? So how do you prepare for that? You need to study the specific tasks. You need to practice full-length tests. In fact, that's worth repeating more than once. You need to practice with full-length tests. You need to get your timing down right to the second. You cannot be caught off guard on test day. Another reason that you can in fact prepare for the AP English language test is that the test falls into very specific patterns. The test writers ask the same kinds of questions and prefer the same kinds of answers. They set the same kinds of traps for the same kinds of students every year. We at Marco have studied these tests for years and helped thousands of students improve in their AP exams. Check out our website for more ways to prepare quickly for the exam.
If you like what you saw, check us out on our website. We've got more videos, tests, and tons of great advice to help you get ready.